We now go to KwaZulu-Natal, where police have killed 4 suspected criminals during a shootout in Camperdown this morning. It's understood that the men were being sought in connection with the cash-in-transit robberies. They were traced to a rented room in the area where the shootout happened. Newzroom Afrika reporter Ndando Mnyandu is now joining us live from the scene. Ndando, good morning. Thank you so much for making time for us this morning. Tell us about what you can see and what the police are saying about this incident.
Good morning to you, Aldrin, and to our viewers at home. Well, let me step out of the shot first and allow my colleague Spongiseni to give you a glimpse. These are the rented apartments here in Camperdown. The area is called Gwaklim, but just outside Durban, we are seeing members of the police already processing the scene. It's cordoned off at the moment. We cannot go through, but we understand that 4 suspects were gunned down in a shootout with police in the early hours of this morning. They are linked to multiple cases of cash in transit heist. But let me bring in into this conversation Lieutenant Colonel General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, who's the police commissioner in KwaZulu-Natal. Mkhwanazi, thank you very much for your time. We see that the scene is still active. What happened here?
It was a police operation chasing criminals that are involved in heist. And unfortunately, there was a shootout inside, and so 4 suspects were shot dead.
For how long has the police been tracing and tailing this suspect? And it seems you are winning the war against criminals in KwaZulu-Natal, because every now and again we see scenes such as these ones.
Yeah, well, since late last year, I'm sure you all know that criminals usually involved in heist. They do a lot of shopping, having a lot of heist incidents that are happening towards December. So since then, we've been chasing them. And they've been operating between 2 districts. King Kejua district and Herikwala district, and they are also having some of their group that are not from KZN, that are from outside the province. So we've been following them. That's why eventually we found them here.
Any particular heist that you can attribute to them, the suspect that have currently been shot inside this room?
There's most recent heist that happened last week in the Herikwala district. I'm sure you might have seen visuals where the vehicle was bombed, and there's some few of them that has happened before. The problem with this type of crime is it's organized. That's why we have colleagues from DPCI that work very close with the general detectives in the province, and in order to able to trace this. So we have established teams that is made out of crime intelligence officials and made out of DPCI members, general detective members, TRT, just a mix of a group, and theirs is just to trace these people. So it's that team that was able to follow up and be able to find them. So it's a group that we will always organize, because they don't bomb a car that is empty. They will bomb a vehicle that has got money inside. So which simply says to us, they've got contacts. Whether the contacts are within the clients where they are picking up this cash, or the contacts are within the drivers or the crew that is transporting, or perhaps someone in the dispatching room. But someone tells them that this vehicle is going to be moving at this area at this time, carrying so much money, and they only bomb it at that time.
I understand that the investigation is currently unfolding behind us, but are there any items of interest that you have identified as you are combing the scene in terms of firearms that were recovered? Because I understand there was a shootout that ensued between the suspects and police.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you'll understand the crime scene management, how it's handled in terms of the law. So only those members that were involved when the penetration happened go to see what was inside, because they were confronted with a gunfire. So the shootout, the members were confident that there are a couple of firearms inside. They could identify 2 or 3 of them, but as the crime scene experts are busy in the crime scene, so after they shoot out, everything is tabled, the members go outside and they secure the crime scene. So when we arrive as management, we are blocked with tapes like this, so we can't even get inside ourselves to be able to see what's inside. Until the crime scene experts are finished, they will be able to then give us a full report as to what they found inside. But definitely suspects that we're looking for are inside, 4 of them, and some firearms that are also found inside.
But generally, are we winning the war against criminals here in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, Commissioner?
Yeah, slowly we're getting there. Whether is it hardened criminals like these ones that we get to get involved in a shootout with them, whether is it an other type of crimes where we are given time to investigate and be able to arrest people. And we're quite excited when you hear the courts, for instance, the case that was heard in court yesterday, when you hear the courts denying bail to some of the suspects that we have put so much in arresting, investigating and arresting. So it gives us excitement, and it makes us realize that we're going to keep giving stress to our fellow colleagues from DCS, Correctional Services, because we're going to keep on putting a lot of criminals in there. So until such time something is done to make sure people don't do crime. But until now, we are loading those prisons.
Finally, General, the issue, or you said most of these crimes, they are organized, which means there's a network of people behind this crime besides the foot soldiers that we see carrying out those crimes. Are you winning at, breaking into those cartels, for a lack of a better phrase?
Yeah, well, they always say if you want to kill a snake, must hit the head. So that's what we're busy with, and one of those that are inside is the head of the group. So we are slowly trying to minimize that whole syndicate by doing that. So whether is it arresting syndicates that are involved with drug dealing, whether is it arresting fraud and corruption type of criminals, whether we are dealing with common robberies, vehicle crime. So we've been winning. There's been quite good successes. And I owe this credit to the men and women that are working very hard day and night, members of the police service, whether is it a police station member that is attending to complaints in the middle of the night, and two of them in a patrol van that get confronted by criminals. And they are doing a lot to help us to look good. And those members working at the CSC that attends to complaints, and when people work in the CSC and they treat them with respect and they give them the service they need, and the entire value chain of the SAPS. And this, what we see here, is when everything fails, then we resort into this.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant.
Thank you so much.
Well, that is the Provincial Commissioner for the SAPS here in KwaZulu-Natal, Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, saying that if you want to hit a snake, you hit it in the head, giving credit to the members of the SAPS that respond to such incidents as well. The crime scene is still active at the moment, and we are waiting for the Forensic and Pathology Department to come and, remove the bodies of the suspects that are still inside the room here behind me. With that, it's back to you for now, Aldrin.
Thank you so much for your time there, Ndandum Nyandu, joining us from KwaZulu-Natal following that incident. Of